The Church of Santa Maria dell'Ammiraglio, or the Martorana. Exterior. Historical background. In 1072, Palermo was captured by Roger I and Robert Guiscard, the brothers and dukes of the Norman Hauteville dynasty. That moment marked the beginning of the epoch during which the culture of the Byzantine Empire, the knowledge of the Arabs, and the expressiveness of the barbarians merged into a unique cultural unity. The symbol of this synthesis is the Church of Santa Maria dell'Ammiraglio, commonly known as the Martorana. Its history begins in 1143 and is connected to the Admiral George of Antioch, of Syrian origin, who founded the church under the patronage of King Roger II and is dedicated to the Virgin Mary as a token of his gratitude for her help during his military career. Thus the word Ammiraglio, meaning admiral, and used in the name of the church, relates to the profession of its founder. In 1193 through 1194, a convent of the Benedictine nuns, also dedicated to the Virgin Mary, was founded by Eloisa Martorana on the property adjacent to the church. The two institutions began arguing over land ownership and influence. According to the resolution passed in 1219 by Pope Honorius III, victory was awarded to the church founded by George of Antioch. In 1221, the church received patronage from the Pope, but the Greek clergy did not stop using it for their church services. As time went on, the role of the church began to decrease, and already, at the end of the 13th century, its building was used for purposes other than those for which it was intended. In 1282, during the War of the Sicilian Vespers, its buildings was the headquarters of the Praetorian Guard of Palermo, where the Sicilian nobility decided to enthrone Peter, the King of Aragon. In 1443, Alfonso, the King of Aragon, handed over the church to the Benedictine monastery. It was then that the church became known under its second name, the Martorana. Originally, the building was built in the form of a Greek cross, also known as a cross and square form, and it had 3 apses, typical of Byzantine churches at the end of the epoch. The temple was crowned with a dome and included a porch or narthex with the adjacent arched portico. Later on, a bell tower was added. Over the centuries, the temple was rebuilt many times, and that radically changed its original appearance. Significant enlargements of its interior space in 1588 resulted in the demolition of the original west facade. Between 1683 and 1686, because of the requirements of the Latin liturgical rite, the central semicircular apse was demolished and the presbytery was built. Thus, the Greek cross plan was transformed into a basilica. In spite of numerous reconstructions, magnificent mosaics decorating its interior remained intact. As far as their organic composition and exquisiteness, they are deservedly considered to be among the most remarkable artworks of the Kingdom of Sicily. The Baroque decoration of the church was removed during the restoration of 1870, carried out under the supervision of architect Giuseppe Patricolo, who returned the church, except for the apse, to its medieval appearance. As evidenced by the icon in the left-hand apse, during the Second World War, it became the Italiano-Albanian parish church of the Byzantine Rite and was dedicated to St. Nicholas or Nicholas of Myra. In 2015, the monument was included on the list of World Heritage Sites administered by UNESCO. The Northern Facade. The northern facade overlooking Piazza Bellini is a unique mixture of different styles. On the left, we see a Norman church built of square stone blocks with 3 blind arches with windows in each of them. Above the doorway, on the marble architrave, there are hunting scenes. The frieze of the facade contains fragments of the inscription which allegedly reads, "To you, Our Lady, the Mother of God and the Holy Virgin Mary, I, your servant George, reverentially dedicate this church as an unworthy gift for the many favors you did for me." The building is crowned with a hemispherical dome, resting on an octagonal drum with a square base. The windows of the dome drum cast light on the mosaics of the interior, and according to a common principle of the Eastern churches, they are surrounded by a decorative frame. In the 16th through 17th centuries, the window openings were walled up, but later, in the course of restoration, some of them were cut through again. The right part of the facade is Baroque structure, with a portal between the Ionic columns and 3 large windows above it decorated with tympanums. To the right there is the bell tower, which we will discuss later. The southern facade. The southern facade, facing the courtyard, is inaccessible to visitors. Still, it is known that it contains a Greek inscription with the name
Sample complete. Ready to continue?